Jelena Zikic is a management expert at York University and a recent speaker at a Strategic Capability Network event in Toronto. She sat down with Canadian HR Reporter TV to talk to us about how hiring immigrant professionals could be a solution to your skills gaps. Why should employers focus on immigrant professionals or migrant professionals?
So immigrant professionals are a big part of our labor pool. So they're a huge pool of talent in the Canadian labor market. And they're also a driver of the Canadian economy. So we ought to focus on people who are there and who are looking for work, who have the skills. Also, they are an important part of diversity in this country. They're the community in which we live as well as customers. So it's important for organizations to look like their customers as well.
What's the impact on the individual when they lose their professional identity after immigrating?
So professional identity is extremely part of who we are, and when immigrant professionals enter the new labor market, oftentimes they're unable to do the kind of work they did back in their home country, and most importantly, they're often unable to do the kind of, to be themselves. So sometimes professionals cannot get back into their professions. And so this is a very, very serious challenge for who we are, especially for highly regulated professions and people like doctors, lawyers, teachers, is if they cannot be themselves and they have to do something completely different, it really impacts who they are and how they feel.
Tell me about the concepts of survival jobs and career downshifting.
So survival jobs are basically jobs that, in this case, immigrant professionals will take in order to pay their bills, to survive. And they have nothing to do with their training. So to give an example, a medical doctor who works as a security guard, that would be his survival job. Career downshifting is a different phenomena where, for example, an IT professional comes to a country and he or she is unable to get back at the level where they were before moving to a new country. So they start at a much lower level, so they career downshift and will take lower level jobs in IT.
How can employers benefit from bringing in that diverse talent?
Sure, so employers can benefit from immigrant professionals, first of all, because they're a huge pool of talent. And we know that when we have unique human capital, people with unique skills and capabilities, that we do better as employers. It increases productivity, we're better than competition. So my view is that immigrant professionals are a huge resource, and that's why employers should think a lot more about their processes of bringing them in, developing them, integrating them into their workforce.
Why is it so important to integrate that diversity strategy throughout the entire organization?
Well, typically when we think of organizational strategy, those are things that are forefront, and that's what we're striving to achieve as an organization. So if diversity and this kind of mandate is not part of organizational strategy, likely it won't get implemented. And there may be some resources for it, but unless it's part of that bigger picture, it just won't work as well.